Good morning, everyone. Merry stupid o'clock. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. Alright, folks, you are going to see in the description box a link to the article that the JRC does not want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, in which they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the quote-unquote behavioral treatment program at the JRC. The JRC feels so threatened by this article that they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. And because we be salty, folks, please click on the article and send out on all social media. You'll also find in the description box NeuroClastic's public statement on the matter. And down at the very bottom of it, you're also going to see a GoFundMe because we are crowdfunding in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through their threat, considering what they're facing in regards to scrutiny for the first fucking time in regards to the bill passing the House and hopefully passing the Senate in regards to banning the shocks. I don't think they will. We also have the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject. The templates, which suddenly have become one of the most important things in the world. You sign your name, you click on your senator. Get these to your senator representatives right now, alright? Okay, cool. We also have the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we talk about the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, alright? Also, it is 4:17 a.m. stupid o'clock in the goddamn morning. No, I am not awake. Not at all. So if I stumble over my words, stare off into space, or go into left field and then take another left turn, apologies in advance, alright? Okay, so this is where we left off yesterday morning. One student wearing the GED showed insight and... Oh, we already read that yesterday. Sorry, moving on. The June report states that JRC employs a general use of Level 3 adversive behavioral interventions to students for behaviors that are not aggressive, health dangerous, or destructive, such as nagging, swearing, and failing to maintain a neat appearance. This is also backed up, by the way, by Jennifer Masemba's behavioral sheet, which we have linked in the description box. So we're about to be gaslit into fucking infinity here while they bend over backwards and pretzel us half to death to try to excuse their bullshit. So do me a favor. Take a moment, pause this video, pull up that behavioral sheet and read it for what are shockable offenses. And then come back to this start play right here to listen to the bullshit about to come out of their mouths. Swearing is a frequent antecedent up to aggression. That is, in some cases, the first step in the sequence of behaviors that leads to aggression is swearing. To treat aggression effectively, the most effective procedure is not treat not only the aggressive act itself, but also the first step in the sequence that leads to it. Repeated swearing in a classroom and other disruptive behaviors will likely lead to a student losing his or her opportunity to receive an education. Effective treatment for these types of major disruptive behaviors at JRC usually results in the student having the ability for the first time in his or her life to receive an education, participate in the classroom instruction, and have a social life. Are you fucking kidding me, JRC? Again, we are demanding, or you'll be tortured, things of disabled students that is not demanded of neurotypical fucking teenagers. Teenagers, regular neurotypical teenagers, curse all the goddamn always. You hang out with normal teenagers lately, JRC? Cursing in and of itself is not aggressive. It is, in fact, a way of releasing aggression. So that, I'm cursing instead of punching you in the fucking throat for being morons. Cursing is often used the most by people who are the least violent. In fact, it can even be called a means of self-regulating oneself, of getting that aggression out through words as opposed to actions. This is a bunch of garbage. It's once again the JRC having this romanticized idea of normal that not even your typical everyday off the street neurotypical teenager can reach. It's ridiculous, JRC. It is completely fucking ridiculous. You hold us to standards that you don't hold a normal goddamn teenager to. Okay? God. The JRC and things like them, places like them, doesn't want to allow for us to have the same humanness as our neurotypical peers. If we are not absolutely perfect in every way, we are inferior to our neurotypical peers. Even if our worst vices are the exact same as the everyday teenager. I hardly see you, however, dragging neurotypicals off the fucking street, strapping them down, and shocking them over 31 times for saying the word fuck. It's ridiculous, JRC, and you goddamn know it. Number 2, nagging. In one of our students is a severely compulsive behavior that is often antecedent to self-injurious actions undertaken to obtain health, dangerous substances that he then ingests. See below for further information about this student. Repeated requests for the same item at the rate of tens, if not hundreds of times per hour is a major disruptive behavior that will seriously interfere with learning and will likely lead to the student receiving little or no education. They use this fucking straw man bullshit all the time. That's one fucking student, JRC. The actions of one student does not justify your fucking insanity. Not to mention, that student was not what New York was talking about in that report. They were referring to a fact that a request for a student to go to the bathroom was completely fucking ignored by the teacher. When the student then proceeded to raise their hand and ask again if they could go to the fucking bathroom, they were punished for it, and it was called nagging. Quit using the token arguments of specific, completely unrelated situations in order to justify your bullshit to me. I see through it in a goddamn New York minute. And I know for a fact that those who came to do the investigation did the same. Had I been your investigator, JRC, with New York, had I worked in your area instead of Missouri, I would have recommended that your whole place be closed down fucking immediately. Your place condemned due to your food and safety concerns and fire hazards. And the place to be vacated and never be used again. Oh, but you're biased, you're person-centered planning. You don't have any science behind that. Bitch, I got a file folder. How long you got? How long you got, JRC? I got paperwork on top of paperwork, article after article, scientific paper after scientific paper, having been involved with this for over a decade. Fucking try me. Failing to maintain a neat appearance is never punished with a GED. Oh, now that's a fucking lie. I'll show you why here in a minute. It is treated with a point or a token fine. Some students have the behavior of disrobing in public, and that behavior, including any beginning phase of that behavior, may be treated with the GED. It's bullshit and it's bad for you folks. Jennifer Masampa's behavioral sheet, again, which we have linked in the description box, has failing to maintain a neat appearance as a shockable offense. Jennifer Masamba, through all the documents she has provided in regards to herself, and nowhere does it indicate that she was one of these students, these token strawman references that JRC likes to use so goddamn much, does it indicate that she ever would just randomly strip down out of nowhere. We're going to kind of end on this here. The JRC likes to set up these strawmen. What I mean by that is they put up these instances of one student, one time, one situation, and use that as a means and a justification in order for them to continue to torture these fucking kids. First off, JRC, it's bullshit and you know it. No two people with autism, no two people with disabilities, mental health issues, fucking period, are the goddamn same. You cannot use one student, one situation to justify the torture and the abuse for the rest of the population. Nor is it an excuse, by the way, to torture the person you're talking about in the first place. It is disgusting that you want us to understand we have to punish them. Because what, JRC? Because what? Because we must be tortured into your fucked up, warped idea of normality? Because we have to do this in order to make you comfortable? Because we need to either be just like everyone else, even though your idea of what everyone else is apparently warped beyond fuck, or we have to be so fucking compliant, so traumatized, so goddamn robotic to make it easier for everyone else. That's what you're saying. And if we are not these things, we don't mask 24-7 and live on a fucking above par tier that not even our neurotypical peers of the same age group live up to, then we deserve to be punished for existing. That's what that says. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put it bluntly, folks. I'm going to put it bluntly. The JRC, by means, are not alone in this idea or concept. They are just the most famous for taking it to its most horrific extremes. This is ABA, folks. ABA holds us to a fucking standard that not even our neurotypical peers out on the street are held to. Okay? Get that to your heads. The double standards are massive. The medical model romanticized idea of normal is fucked and is not based in anything in actual comparative reality. We should have gotten rid of this bullshit a long time ago. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out this morning. We don't get very many reviews on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. Do appreciate your time this morning. As always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.